what were some of the shockers you experienced after graduating? So if you were like some of us that existed in dream la la land, that I want to graduate, I want to live on my own, I want to be independent, I want to be this big girl, big boy, and then you graduated,
Mhm.
it was not because you didn't plan towards it. It was a complete shocker. So what were some of the things that amazed you after you graduated, and how do you think um it's a how do you what is your suggestion for a best way to prepare ahead? So for
Okay.
someone that's currently in 400 level, for someone that's currently in school.
Okay. So I think the first thing that I realized was living alone without support from home. Like after I finished my NYSC, because during NYSC I was still collecting my alawi. So doing business coupled with um allowance from the government, trust me, it was breeze. NYSC was breeze for me. Plus COVID
Really?
year, yeah, NYSC was practically breeze for me, like breeze. COVID year, I started my NYC October 2019. So February, March 2020, COVID hit. So lockdown. So I spent like the most part of the lockdown learning and just it was breeze for me. And money was still entering every month. So it
It was
wasn't
breeze indeed.
yes, it was
Because you
breeze.
didn't have to wow.
Yes, until 2021, February. That was when reality now really, really hit me. And that was first living alone and making sure that my life was in order with yeah, that was the first thing because I didn't really understand what my parents put together. It was when I started living alone that I now understood a little bit more that or more. It takes a lot to actually live on your own and run things smoothly and successfully. So that was like the first thing because now I was in charge of my feeding. I was in charge of my business. I was in charge of taking care of house things. Like by house things I mean, so let's say for example the house I am living in, something happened with light, for example. Maybe we want to buy a new prepaid meter or something. So
Yeah.
now the landlord is going to come and meet me
Yes.
and tell me, okay, so we have to make a contribution. The prepaid meter I want to buy is 250,000. So we're expecting like 50K from every owner of every house. And obviously, he will come and meet me because I am living in a two-bedroom flat. So obviously, he will come and ask me that when you paid over 200K for rent. Ah, so that was like the first thing. Responsibilities came, like everything now came to my face. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So then I started to recollect different scenarios at home when something would happen at home. Maybe my dad has to fix the car, or every December when we want to travel and my dad just like does a like overall checkup of the car, make sure that everything is okay. We buy this, we buy that, we buy Christmas clothes, buy Christmas shoe for three
Now
children,
no more by
do
Christmas.
this, do
Not
this,
that
do this,
true.
do this. I was like, wow, responsibilities.
Yeah.
So it now became much more apparent to me that okay, I have to handle my own responsibilities. Now, more than just that, I had to also prepare for the future. So I had to make sure that I had my now settled. By now, I mean in the next 1 month, I have enough food stuff to take care of me.
Yeah.
I have enough money to step out when I need to.
Yeah.
I have enough money for regular things to do in the day. Also, I have to think of my next rent. I have to start taking care of it. Yeah, and also other things like that. So that was the first thing. It was responsibilities. I had to step up to handling my own responsibilities, doing the provision and the management and the spending.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like the major thing. So my advice is realize that you have responsibilities before you leave school.
Mm.
like let it come to your memory that I have responsibilities. Don't say I will have responsibilities. It won't dawn on you as much when you own it and personalize it. I have responsibilities. So start treating your life now like you've already left school. So
Mm.
what it will do to you is you would naturally adjust. Every part of your person will adjust to living like somebody that has already left school. So now you would think to plan, you would think to
Mm.
save, you would think to invest, you would think to understand outside pricing, because pricing around school and school environment is not the same as, so all those things you would think about a lot of things. It will be easier for, so it won't come as a shock when you leave school. It will be a continuation of a life that you already started living in
Mm.
preparation for. Pastor Rex will say that you are feeling the pulse of tomorrow today.
Yeah.
So you're already living like you are in tomorrow today. So once you start to live like that, by the time it gets to that point, you're already prepared for it, adequately prepared for it. So it won't come as a shock, and you'll be able to navigate your way through that time. Number two is seek advice. Talk to
Mhm.
people that probably already have done it before, and seek as much advice as possible. Just seek advice. Talk to a lot of people. Let them tell you how they navigated this, how they did this,
Mm.
how they did this, how they did this. So that when you have to leave school, if you're planning to live on your own, start searching for apartments now, before before just start searching for apartments now. Know where exactly you want to move to, and reach out to people that knows people around where you want to move to. Start asking questions. For example, let's say I want to move to Ibadan. Okay, where in Ibadan do I want to move to? Do I want to move to Oluyole? Do I want to move to Bodija? Do I want to move to UI or Akobo? Or so from there, you start to reach out to people that stay in Ibadan. Okay, where's the best place
Mhm.
for someone to stay? You have metrics that you have to consider: power, electricity, security. From there, you understand, okay, these are the people, this person can help you get an apartment. From here, you already have all those details down. You probably have traveled to Ibadan once or twice to check one or two apartments. You understand, or you have an idea what pricing is like, so you can start saving for
Mm.
that time. Now, God is so good. You have parents that are still willing to support you after you leave school. Thank God I had parents like that. It was easy for me. My parents paid my first rent. The second rent I was going to pay, my daddy still gave me half of it. So like that, you have already prepared them that okay, this might be what life will look like after that time. So by the time you are leaving school, you have a very, very soft landing,
Yeah.
transitioning to living life like outside of school and the walls of school. So it's easier for you to adapt and start to work towards building yourself, building your career, building your business, or anything that you are into at that time.
Wow. Thank you so much. And like one thing I can pick up from everything you said is planning.
Yeah.
Looking at, like you said, feeling tomorrow's pulse today. And you mentioned practical things that you can do. Because now I know the wrong thing that I did, which is I just had an idea in my head of how I wanted to live, but I didn't take practical steps towards it. I didn't plan, I didn't go out and search how is this like, how is life like, how is rent like. So already preparing those things would already, like you said, start preparing you to live that kind of life. So when you hear how much rent is in that area, you know how you are supposed to be financially to be able to get that kind of rent and other expenses that might come along. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.